guys, Harold here, Figure Mania Show. Hope you guys are well wherever you are in the world. And in today's video, we are taking a look at the brand new S.H.Monsterarts Godzilla 1991. Now, initial thoughts on this figure. I think it's an awesome figure. If you guys are high-side Godzilla fans, this is a figure that you should definitely pick up. Now, I was very nervous about this figure because I have seen some photos online about QC issues for other people, but thankfully for my figure, there's no major QC issues that I can see of any kind. There is just some minor details and anything, but it doesn't break the figure, and I'll get into that. Alright guys, so let's take a closer look at the figure just to see how this guy looks. Giving you guys a closer look at Godzilla's face, and I think he looks awesome. S.H.Monsterarts really doesn't go wrong when it comes to the Toho Godzillas, at least the high side Godzillas. So you guys can see the paint app on the eyes. Let me just go a little bit closer. Looks okay. There's like the, there you go. Okay, so I like the details on the eye. So there's got like that, that red, that reddish, that bloodshot in his eyes, like around his pupil. Okay, and thankfully for my figure, it's consistent. Okay, in terms of like the paint in the eyes. Also, too, just the mouth looks good. I like that bone, that bone yellow color that they gave on his teeth. So this looks really good. I got no complaints here in terms of the eyes and the teeth. I think they did a solid job here with the face, the eyes, and the teeth and all that. Okay, so let's look at the other areas of his body. Okay, so the paint app on his body and his nails and all that, they're all spot on. I mean, they don't make mistakes there. So it's like a charcoal, blackish gray almost, so we've come to expect this. And also the feet look nice too. I like the colors, that yellowish color that they gave on his toes. Very cool. Now I'm just gonna turn the figure around a little so we can just look at his dorsal fins. So the coloring, the paint app on the dorsal fins, they're pretty standard. Okay, now I will say, like, as soon as you get towards the tail, the color, the paint apps on the tail are not consistent. So as you can see they didn't, there are some of them are just missing the paint. But that's neither here nor there. It doesn't break the enjoyment of the figure and things. So like where it needs to be painted well, it's painted well. So in turn, the dorsal fins, the face, the eyes, the teeth, and everything, that's all done correctly. Now we're getting into the articulation of the figure. Now, prior to recording, I did use a hair dryer to heat up this figure from head to toe. And when you guys get this figure, if it does come a little bit stiff out of the package, all you need to do is just use a hair dryer just to loosen them up, especially around the tail. So if you heat up the tail, you will get some extra range of articulation and posing on this figure. So you'd be surprised how much you get if you use a hair dryer on any S.H.Monsterarts. It's got like some hidden, S.H.Monsterarts figures tend to have like some hidden extra range of articulation if you heat up the figure with a hair dryer, and you can just push the articulation and posing a little bit further. And that is, this one is no exception. So just this figure can, he's got good range on his head, so he can look up about that much. You can push it up just a little bit more, and look at that. Okay, so let me just move the camera up a little bit so you guys can see his head. And that's pretty cool. He can look almost all the way up. Okay, as as Godzilla does in the film. So this is very, very nice. So there is so there are these pieces here, these free floating pieces on the neck. Okay, so you can push it all the way down so he can look straight down, which is nice too. Okay, so you can tilt his head. Very nice. Okay, and the arms, you got good range of articulation and posing on the arms, so he can lift his arms up all the way, no problem. Okay, so just gonna flip his arms all the way around, so you could do that too. Okay, but as soon as you do that, I mean, you do encounter some blockages of the of the sculpt, so you don't really need to do that, but just to let you know that your figure can do it. Okay, so very cool, very nice. Now moving down to the midsection of the figure. So this is so he can bend about that much. Can't really, just swivel side to side a tiny bit. Okay. So you can turn him around, but like if you do that, I mean, it does break the the sculpt and things. So, but just to let you know, you guys can do it. All right, and now for the legs. Okay, so let me just zoom in on a little bit and adjust the camera. So now, before, with the last, with Godzilla 89, there were these free floating pieces here on the thigh area joining the body. Now this, it's still here, but instead of being outside, it's now on the inside, which is really cool. So like, it's still free floating. So let me bring out the Godzilla 89 so I can show you guys what I mean by that. All right, so here's let me just adjust him a little. So here's Godzilla 89, and you can see here, I mean, you see this part right here, so that's on the outside, okay? But for 91, that's on the inside. So like if you do if you pose them like this, so you just have to manually use your finger to adjust this piece to eliminate the gappage. Okay, but that's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's a pretty nice touch. All right, so pretty standard posing and range on the legs. Okay, so very nice. Okay, and the tail. Okay, so now this is the first S.H.Monsterarts where there's articulation, ball joints all the way to the tip. Okay, so as you can see here, so it's not like here is Godzilla 89 and it's just this part right over here, that's where it stops here. But with this guy, it goes all the way to the tip of the tail. Now, in fiddling around with my figure, his tail has popped off repeatedly and things. So, this is something that we've come to expect with S.H.Monsterarts figures. I mean, it's not very pleasing, but it's just it is what it is, I guess, you know what I mean? But overall, I think the figure is phenomenal, and I think he's worth the grab. Now let's get into comparisons with other Godzilla figures that you might have in your collection. So here I'm placing my high side Godzillas in the order of film. So here we have Godzilla 89, 91, we have 94, and we have 95. So missing still, we still haven't gotten an 84 and 92, 93. Okay, so we still have yet to get those Godzillas to complete the whole high-side line. Okay, so guys, let me know in the comments which one is your favorite of the high-side. Okay, so like for a long time I really liked the 95. This is the rebirth version. I also have the you know, I have the burning Godzilla, but I'm not including him for this review here because, you know, I want these, you know, I want them to look all the same and stuff. So very, very nice. And also another thing too, I mean, I'm a big fan of the 89. I love that suit, but having this guy in my collection now, I have a newfound love for the 91 because you can clearly see, I mean, in terms of like the suit, you know, this is a nice upgrade. Okay, so his chest is bigger, his neck is thicker, which is really cool. Even his legs are a little bit thicker, which is really nice. And I don't know if you guys may or may not have, this is the very first S.H.Monsterarts ever released back, you know, back in, what was it, 2010? I can't remember, but my wife gave this to me as a Christmas gift, and I had this guy for a long time. I still love this guy, but you know, he's very dated. And 95, I mean, this is the rebirth version, and still a great figure, you know, but you know, I always thought he was overly articulated and things. Like there's articulation points that I don't think he really needs. I mean, for this guy, I think the range, you know, the amount of articulation is perfect. He doesn't need any more than that. Okay, so yeah, so guys, let me know which one is your personal favorite. All right, so I love all these guys. I mean, this new 91 is just awesome. I really like it, and I do hope that you guys get a good solid figure when you guys get it. I mean, again, I have seen some photos online where, you know, there's some QC issues with other people's figures, but thankfully for my figure, I think he's solid. I mean, there's nothing to complain about other than like just the lack of paint on the tail, but it doesn't break the enjoyment of the figure for me. All right, guys, that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.